Hey, we're back. So I don't know if you're going to be seeing this video before or after the other video I've got recorded. I'm waiting on the green light from that sponsor, so I'm not going to disclose what it is. So really all of this is for nothing because you won't know. I'll know though. Anyway, before I get into anything, I just want to say, as of today, what is this, June 9th, I think, we are at 510 subscribers, which is freaking amazing. I never thought I'd break 100, let alone 200, 300, 500. So you guys are all amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you for taking time out of your day to watch bald fat kid wrench on bikes, doing stuff that we probably all know how to do, but you're watching me do it anyway. So thank you, each and every one of you. I super appreciate you all. So that being said, I believe last year we did a video on my neighbor's bike, his Street Glide here. I want to say it's a 2015, maybe a 2016. It's still a twin cam. So we adjusted his bars last time because he hit a crater of a pothole. So today I got another sponsored video from a company who sells on Amazon. They go by the name Dreamizer, and I'll put that down below, or I'll throw it up on the screen real quick. They reached out. They have a new product that we're going to give a whirl. It works on the 14 to 23 Street Glide, Road Glide, Road King touring bikes, or even like the police versions, the specials, the CVOs, except for the Road Glides. Your Road Glide, CVOs, and any of the Road Glides that have that lower chin fairing, that kind of wraps where you're down, over, and back around to kind of finish out this area. It won't work. But we have one of those flat out crash bars that are becoming super popular, and I'm even on the fence about ripping off the little chop front guard and going in place of that to match the rear bag guards I did. We'll see, I'm thinking about it. But anyway, we're going to take you over to what they sent and kind of do a breakdown of what's what. Come along. All right. So, as you can see, it's here. So this all is really well wrapped with the styrofoam. It was inside this bubble wrapped bag, inside the cardboard, and then the cardboard box was just empty. So I've seen better, I've seen worse. Overall, I'm content, and each one of these ends here, all four of them, do have a plastic cap on there to keep everything from getting too dinged up in shipping. Taped to it was our bag of hardware along with our sliders, and saran wrap for days. So I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys down, get all of this unwrapped, and we'll see what it looks like underneath. All right, so unwrapped, as promised. Does have the plastic caps on all four ends. Now granted, those just kind of sit there, but they were on there. So, and those will slide right off, but we'll leave those for now just in case I ding something up. But let's take a look here at these welds here. So, everything's looking good, good powder coat. You know, the welds look welded. To get some better light on there. Now, I know a powder coat kind of hides a lot, but it can only hide so much. But overall, everything looks good. The gloss on it looks pretty uniform. Not seeing any dim spots or extra shiny spots. There, all the bends look uniform and symmetrical. And it's got some pretty good heft. I mean, it feels like a solid bar. I mean, we're probably talking, and somebody will probably correct me, but I don't know, 1/8 inch plate. So if I had a magnet, I could prove that it's steel, but yeah, definitely steel. Not aluminum, or for our friends across the pond, aluminium. So we'll go ahead and you can see we got the 2 bolts here. One bolt, 1 bolt. Now we're going to take 1 bolt off of the middle, and we should have a spot just below for these 2. So And this is all the included hardware, which like I said is going to be our sliders and all of our bolts. So see if I can fight this again with the right hand. I always pick the wrong hand. Oh hey, we even got colored rings, blue, gold, and red. So I don't know which one the owner is going to want, but I'll figure that out. Here's our big beefy bolts that go in through our sliders that then in turn go here. So we'll get that aside, and then here's our bolts. I don't know what sizes we need, so I'll get that figured out along with grabbing our handy dandy Loctite, because Harleys and Loctites are pretty much a match made in heaven because they have to be. So let me figure out what tools we need and I'll get right back to you. So pretty simple. This is pretty much everything we're gonna need. I always like to have an extension, our Loctite. First we've got a 3/16. That's gonna be for these little guys that are gonna fit here. We've got a 1/4 inch, which is going to be for the old crash bar up top. Got 5/16 for the 2 bolts down bottom. Well, down bottom, you know where I'm pointing. And then we've got a T55 for, actually take that back. We have a Torx bit for something. Maybe we don't, maybe I grabbed the wrong one. I must have grabbed the wrong one. So, I don't know, when we get to this, I'll let you know what size it actually is. We don't need the T, I don't know what I was thinking. So, I guess first and foremost, we'll grab our 2 middle Allen sizes, the 1/4 inch and the 5/16. And we got a 5/16 here and 1/4 inch here. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack all 3 of these loose, get them out of here, slide this crash bar out of here without screwing up his fender, and then we'll be ready to mount the new one up. That simple. So real quick, not sure what I was thinking, but we're not pulling that bolt. We're pulling that bolt, and that's a T45. So it's been a heck of a day. It's Monday, I'm exhausted, but leave this alone. That's for your floorboard. That T45 is for our crash bar. So pressing on the correct bolts now. All right, old crash bar off, new crash bar ready to go on. So these 2 little holes here do line up with these 2 here. They are already threaded, although looking a little rusty and crusty, but the threads are in there. So what I'll do is I'll run this bolt in through both of them, just kind of clean up the threads a little bit before I'm trying to balance the crash bar and bolts and not damage paint. And then it just slides down over here. Now the bigger bolts that it came with, I'm sure they're all well and good, but we're gonna reuse the Harley bolt if we can, which we should be able to, because we know this is a solid quality bolt. I don't know about the other ones. They might be, they might not be, but I'm not gonna risk a crash bar with hardware I can't vouch for, let alone on somebody else's bike. So I'm gonna clean up those threads and get this bolted on, and then all we'll have left is put the little sliders on. Okay, crash bar's on. Real solid. Yeah, it was a little fiddly, you know, because those holes there, right here, are kind of oblong. These holes are oblong. So getting everything to line up where it needs to be was fiddly, but it's doable. So, which I actually appreciate that they're oblong, because it kind of lets you really dial things in where you need them to be. So next and final part is our caps here. So see if we can't get the little rubber cap off. Maybe. I swear. There we go. So, and the owner, I don't know what color he's gonna want, so I'm just gonna put red on there, because who doesn't like red? So, and when he comes over to pick it up, if he doesn't like it, we'll put a different color on. I don't know that he's really gonna care. So, and this, I ended up swapping out this big bolt for a 10 mil because the 10 mil just fit better, and I don't want to risk rounding anything out, especially, you know, heaven forbid that he ends up having to use his crash bar for its intended purpose. I don't want to have him fight with a rounded out bolt head. So we'll get the size that fits. And I did throw a Loctite on this already. Just spinning it down. Here we go. And I will snug this up. I'll put the wrench on it, but you know, always starting threads by hand without using the tools. So, all right. So that's on. Just got to tighten it up. Go do the other side, and we'll be done. Okay, another simple install done. Looks good, and even though the bike is black and chrome, I think the black bar works really good here rather than having that big chrome hoop on that he had there before. Sticks out plenty far, so it'll protect. Now whether or not he ends up going with bag guards, I don't know. I just hit him up, be like, hey, got an opportunity. You interested? And he said, hell yes. So maybe this will encourage him to do the rears. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if Dreamizer makes them because I haven't fiddled around, but check them out. You know, I'm really impressed with this crash bar. That's solid. So they did good. So I don't know. I don't remember what the price is off the top of my head, but I want to say it was definitely sub 200. Might even be sub 150. I'll put that up on screen right here. But I'm really impressed with this tactile part. I don't remember if this is the same company that we did those lights on, my other buddy's Street Glide, but I'm really impressed with this, and I think if I had to do this again, I'd absolutely order these. Rock solid, right on par with the Maxion bars that I got and put on my Street Glide. So that, like I said, I'll put a link down below to the Amazon store to this exact product, and shop around a little bit. You know, they have a fair amount to offer. I just don't know exactly what all they have. I'll even put a list below of the bikes that it fits. But remember, if you've got a Road Glide and you have that lower chin fairing, this will not work for you. You have to go another route for the clearance. I mean, you can go with this, but you're going to force this bracket right up against that plastic fairing, and you're going to risk damaging the paint, damaging the plastic. Over time, things can kind of get tweaked because it's just not right. So if you're going to do it right the first time. So that's all I got. I mean, the whole thing was 30 minutes, and this is definitely a 10 out of 10 from me. So I might actually look into, see if they have a chrome version of this for my Street Glide, you know, when I get it back, because it's in the shop due to having been rear-ended Thursday night by somebody who was riding with us that had no right to be riding with us. Nice enough guy. I got his insurance information. It's going to get taken care of, but it's frustrating. Brand new bike, fighting oil issues or blow-by issues. Now I've got to deal with putting it in the shop for upwards of 2 months to get fixed. It's aggravating, but I can't complain. I've got the Springer up and running, and I've got a loaner Honda Monkey. That thing is fun, beyond gutless, but fun. So if you get a chance to ride one of these, definitely recommend. So that's all I've got. So questions, comments, concerns, let me know. And we're just going to keep this channel growing, having a good time. I love chatting with you guys in the comments section. If you ever want to hit me up outside of the comments section, you're welcome to email me at abuffalosgarage@gmail.com. That's also in the channel description. I'll put that in the video description as well. But I appreciate every one of you for tuning in, checking out, and putting up with me. So until then, we'll catch y'all later. See ya.